Okay, so today we're looking at a fisherman squat. So with the fisherman squat, there's kind of two things going on with either side. We're going to find one side pretty much stays with the heel on the ground kind of as normal, but then the other side, you're actually going to come up onto the ball of the foot, and we're going to sort of think of that knee driving over the toe or driving forward to some degree, really allowing us to sort of not only open up the hips, but get high degrees of knee flexion and big toe extension as well in sort of a loaded position. Now, you can see to some degree what we're going to need to do first is really open up the hips and sort of turn, not only like externally rotate the hips, but sort of angle the feet out as well to help us to some degree too, okay? If we think of then choosing our side, so we're going to come up onto sort of the ball of the foot on the right side, and we're going to stay with that heel planted on the left side. My torso, I'm doing my best to kind of stay nice and upright as I go through. A little bit of lean is allowed, but we're trying not to just completely fold over like this. We actually are trying to do our best to think of the crown of the head being sort of pulled up, taking our time, staying nice and upright as we go through this movement, okay? But from this sort of front view, you're gonna see from here, as I said, with the angle out, and then as I drive out, I do try to open up my hips as much as possible, and you'll see my chest, my head all stays sort of looking forward to some degree. There is an element of kind of like this side, depending on sort of the ball of the foot, is sort of angled out potentially a little bit more, and I'm facing probably more towards this left side as well. So it's still in the middle, a little bit more to what is the sort of planted heel side, okay? So from that position there then, you can sort of play around with sort of the distance of the feet as well. But as I said, let's stay nice and upright. Let's take it nice and slow. We sort of drop down into this position. So definitely a different position where I'm trying to think more of my knee sort of driving forward here, really sitting bum onto my right heel, and then drive back up out of that position as well. Take your time as you go down, nice and slow. Really feel yourself being kind of like pulled into the position, staying nice and upright, and then driving out, creating that tension in the bottom before we drive up, not just entirely, we're not trying to bounce out of the position to any degree at all, okay? So really fantastic movement, brings the leg into sort of like high degrees, as I said, of like knee flexion, hip flexion, staying nice and upright with the torso, plenty to be developed there, and another movement that we can sort of add weight to in time when we feel more comfortable as well, okay? But that was a look at a bodyweight fisherman squat. Be sure to like this video, share it to someone if you feel like they're going to get some value. If you have any comments, as I said, leave them below, and subscribe to the page if you want to see more videos like this in the future.